The chapter starts in Bigstein Castle. Sanji carries Nami and jumps down from the castle with Luffy, Zoro, and Usopp. They arrive to the land below, and we can see that the entire kingdom is made of Lego pieces with huge Yggdrasil tree in the middle. Zoro explains that he woke up at the other side of town, and then he followed the noise he heard to find Luffy defeating a giant rabbit. Being dissatisfied, Luffy spoke out that Usopp should have been able to defeat that cat lion thing on his own. Usopp replied, "It already had me in its mouth when I came too. I totally lost my cool." Usopp went further to declare that this kingdom isn't Elbaf. There's no way they will have clothes that perfectly fits us. We are talking of an island of giants after all. Nami contributed to the conversation while staring at a tree curiously. She spoke. "Then again, this tree is definitely fake. Let's say this is Elbaf. Could we have been gigantified?" Suddenly, Luffy and Usopp jumped up and goof around in joy, declaring that it's time for some adventures. So the Straw Hat crew decided to go into the giant town to ask people what is happening. On their way to the town, they encounter a normal-sized bearded guy wearing giant outfits and riding a giant grasshopper. The bearded guy spoke, "Hello there, you guys must be newcomers." Nami became terrified of the giant grasshopper and stood afar with Sanji. Luffy spoke out, "Who are you, old-timer? Where is this place? Do you know where our crewmates are?" The beard guy replied, "Whoa, that's a lot of questions, my apologies. I'm in too much of a rush to stay and chat. Just remember, this vast land belonged to the sun god. Even the Bigstein Castle, which I help maintain, is the domain of deities like the great Iskat." Luffy answered curiously, "Oh, someone lives there?" The beard guy replied, "No, not someone. A cat lives there." Instantly, the stupidest thing happened. Luffy remembered the cat he beat the living daylights out of its eyes and was about to tell it to the beard guy. Quickly, Usopp covered Luffy's mouth before he spilled the beans. The Straw Hat's face grew disdainful as sweat dripped down their body. Finally, the beard guy spoke. "This place is the land of the gods. Am leaving, the needle god must be starving by now. All that uproar over the ear god being burned really delayed me. If you're hungry, head to town for some fodder rations. Also, heed this warning. Do not follow this road." Curiously, Luffy asked, "Why?" The beard guy replied that the rabid or ferocious guardians protect the sun god temple beyond that point. No one has ever ventured past there and returned to tell the tale. Quickly, Nami tried to correct the beard guy from phrasing his words like that because she knows how Luffy would act. But when Luffy heard those words, his facial expression changes to a very funny and goofy one. He then dashed with unrivaled speed right to the sun god temple. Zoro got interested when he heard about the ferocious guardian. Sanji scolds Zoro for always going with Luffy's flow. Quickly, they both dashed after Luffy for an exciting adventure. As Luffy was running, he wondered why the road seemed so long and the entire kingdom looks wide, but suddenly he saw someone coming towards his direction. Trying to evade this person, he hits something invisible and breaks it. It's revealed to be a giant mirror. The sky and wide scenery they saw are all mirror reflection. The people in Lego Town are shocked to see the sky cracks above them. The Mugiwaras are also shocked by this. Luffy crosses that mirror and falls to the floor. After the mirror is broken, it's revealed that the entire Lego kingdom is a model or diorama placed in a giant room. The diorama is inside a huge cage covered with glass. From inside, the glasses are mirrors, but from the outside, it looked like a fish tank, as we can see the inside from the outside. The cage takes up a large part of the room, and a front part of the cage has a huge grill with a door, the perfect size for a giant. In the room, there are some furniture too, like a giant wooden table. And on top of the table, there are fabrics, threads, and a giant sewing machine. We can see a lot of Lego pieces dispersed in the floor of the room where Luffy fell. The Straw Hat crew is in shock. Sanji spoke out. "If there are giants living on this side, it would be as if we are some pets being given an elaborated cage." Suddenly, someone mysterious cried out for help because he heard voices talking from afar. "Guys, are you there? Was that noise you? Help me!" Nami was shocked and went out to observe the mysterious figure. It turned out that the mysterious voice is Chopper, that he's captive outside the cage in the giant wooden table. Zoro releases him, and Chopper cryingly hugs Nami. Chopper spoke that, "The collar was so hard I couldn't get it off. I really thought this is the end for me." Nami ended up comforting Chopper, declaring that he owed her a favor. Anyways, Usopp and Zoro examined all the stuff on the table. Luffy does the same on the floor. Zoro commented, This is a room built for giants, but what's with human-sized clothing? I suppose we must have been dressed up like dolls. Usopp replied, still, this is some fine craftsmanship. The sun god must be pretty skilled. Luffy spoke that the whole room is full of plastic blocks. Sanji then explained, that's the reason why the smell was unbearable when we were roasting the rabbit. It was due to all the plastic burning with it. Sanji also enlightened the Straw Hats by telling them to turn around. After turning around, they were stunned because the Lego country they were in was encaged in a see-through giant mirror and locked with wires. With this freaking revelation, Zoro declares that the giants like to watch animals and people trapped in the Lego block world through the clear glass cage. Quickly, Usopp then warned the Straw Hats to get out of the room before some terrifying giant arrives. But they didn't listen. Suddenly, two new giant animals appeared in the room, scaring Usopp and Nami to the bones. They appears to be Hilmengander, a giant snake. Its name is based on the world serpent Jormungandr in Norse mythology. And Mugen, a giant raven with a skull on its head. Its name is a mix of Munin and Hugin, Odin's ravens in Norse mythology. Luffy and the others fought against them, wrecking stuff of the room and making it catch fire. Cut to the outside room, we see that Sun God is walking down a corridor towards the room with the Z symbol. The Sun God appears to be a giant, far larger than any normal giant we saw so far, but we can't see yet if the Sun God is a man or a woman. The Sun God is a slim giant that wears a black long tunic and a deer skull with big antlers and mane that covers his or her face. He also has a staff and a shield with the sun symbol engraved on it. The Sun God notices that smoke and noise are coming from the room, so he enters the room and is shocked to see Luffy destroying it while they are fighting the animals. Luffy is using Gear 5 and laughing in the middle of the fire that's burning the room. Then he uses Gomu Gomu no Dawn pistol to defeat the giant snake. On the other hand, Zoro defeats the giant crow. Quickly, as soon as Usopp saw the Sun God, he alerted the Straw Hats to make a run into the Lego country. On entry, they saw Iskat, the giant cat they had defeated in the castle. Iskat is very angry, but they hit its head and get on it while Nami shows them a map she found. Chopper declares that the cat said they will pay for this. Nami answered, okay, but more importantly, look, we didn't get what we were looking for, but we did find the blueprint of this land of blocks. Sanji and Chopper spoke, so it's a map. Quickly, Zoro warned them that the Sun God is coming. Finally, in an amazing double page of the chapter, we see the Straw Hat crew riding Iskat through the Lego town with Sun God chasing them. Town people are in shock when they saw the enraged Sun God. Angrily, Sun God spoke, how dare you defile my beloved country? Nami then noted the Straw Hats that, guys, get ready. If we run at a straight line, there's another mirror ahead. If we destroy it along with the wall, we will be outside. Luffy replied happily, great, let's get out of here. The town people became shocked to see the Sun God furious. The Sun God spoke, I won't let you get away. The chapter ends. You can get the colored version of this chapter in HD format, only $2 to buy it. Links in video description.